trying to answer. Like, why don't we do the things we know we should? So, and hopefully, I'm sometimes able to figure out some steps that are some techniques that are able to help people do that for you, right? So even if we talk about money, it's like, how much money do you think you want? You'll be happy of.
बनी लाइक जॉब मेंटेलिटी ही क्यों बन रही है इंडिया में? हेलो हेलो हेलो, नमस्कार दोस्तों। कैसे हैं आप लोग? आशा करता हूँ अपनी बेस्ट हेल्थ में होंगे एंड आपकी फैमिली बहुत सेफ होगी। सो आई एम योर होस्ट एंड आपका दोस्त केशव बंसल, फाउंडर ऑफ वेल्थोनॉमी। इस चैनल का अगर मैं आपको ब्रीफ करूं, सो यहाँ पे हम एक्सपर्ट्स को लेके आते हैं, लाइक माइंडेड पीपल को लेके आते हैं। उन लोगों की मनी को लेके पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है, वो लोग वो चीज देखते हैं। मनी मैनेजमेंट वो कैसे देखते हैं, फाइनेंसिस को कैसे देखते हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट को कैसे देखते हैं, क्रिप्टो करेंसीज को कैसे देखते हैं, म्यूचुअल फंड्स, बिजनेसेस, बाकी जो पैसों से रिलेटेड सारे काम होते हैं वो सब उनसे बात करते हैं हम। उन लोगों का पर्सपेक्टिव जानते हैं, उन लोगों से सीखते हैं। ये चैनल का मेरा मोटिव यही है कि मैं खुद भी लर्न करूं एंड आप लोगों को भी लर्न कर रहा हूं साथ में। अगर मैं आपको आज के गेस्ट के बारे में बात करूं, एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो थैंक यू सो मच कि आप लोगों ने मुझे इतना सपोर्ट करा। मेरे को बहुत पॉजिटिव फीडबैक्स आ रहे हैं कि तुम्हारे इंटरव्यूज काफी अच्छे होते हैं, तुम्हारे पॉडकास्ट काफी अच्छे होते हैं। मेरे को और मोटिवेशन मिलती है कि मैं और नए लोगों को लेके आऊं, उनसे बातचीत करूं, उन लोगों का पर्सपेक्टिव जानूं। अगर मैं आपको आज के गेस्ट के बारे में थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ करूं, ही इज रीडिंग साइकोलॉजी फ्रॉम 5 years. He's certified life coach. He founded a company named Icorus Academy. वो चलते फिरते एक मोटिवेशन गाइड है एंड ही इज ऑलवेज चैंडलर बिंग एंड ऑलवेज चिलिंग। उनके अंदर ना एक ऑरा है। लाइक मेरी जब फर्स्ट टाइम उनसे बात हुई थी ना, वो कुछ पर्सन होते हैं ना कि लाइक जिनसे आप बात करके इतनी पॉजिटिव वाइब्स आती हैं कि आप एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकते। ये उन पर्सन में से हैं कि जिनके साथ आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा पॉजिटिव वाइब्स आएंगी। एंड उनका नाम है आयुष प्रियांक। आई वेलकम यू सर।
Hi Keshav, thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hello everyone, I'm Ayush, and I have a startup of my own where I help people achieve maximum productivity to fulfill their potential in life. I'm a habit coach. I've worked with clients and helped them achieve short-term goals and long-term goals through consistent daily habits. And I also offer coaching sessions where I help people get clarity on the things going on in their life, on what they want to do, and that area of life. And I've been studying psychology since around 2016, so I have a sort of idea about what I'm doing as well. And I have a life coaching certification as well. And right now I'm in Kasol, and I came across Keshav. He dropped me a message, and I started talking to him, and I found out he's doing this autonomy thing, and it sounded absolutely amazing. So I was like, okay, I gotta be on this, and so yeah, here I am.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर गिविंग योर टाइम टू अस। एंड आज की कन्वर्सेशन करने में ना सर बहुत मजा आएगा, बिकॉज मेरे को पर्सनली बहुत लर्निंग्स मिलेंगी आपसे। लाइक जब भी मेरी आपसे बात होती है, आई गेट समथिंग न्यू आई गेट। सो सो कैन यू एक्सप्लेन लाइक योर लिटिल जर्नी, लाइक फ्रॉम क्लास 12th आपने कुछ अपनी जॉब वगैरह भी आई गेस स्टार्ट करी थी, देन यू वेंट इन कॉलेज, एंड व्हाई साइकोलॉजी ओनली?
So one of the things that interested me was fundamentals, right? Like what I saw was we're learning a lot of these things and they're becoming useless, right? So for example, let's say you focus on Facebook ads today, right? That's what you specialize
Hmm.
in.
Hmm.
5 years down the line, Facebook might completely change, right? There might not
Hmm.
be a Facebook. So all that you learned for that specialization, it goes to waste. If you're learning, for example, a specific language, right? 5 years down the line, a new language might come up and things will change. And I understand things change a lot and we need to adapt to them, but I was looking for something that's permanent, right? Like if I know, like, okay, this works and it will work forever, something like that. And I found that in human behavior, right? Because it's something that's been built over centuries, and it's so solid because wherever you go, right, irrespective of whether you're dealing with a customer, whether you're dealing with an employer, right, whether you're a freelancer, you're going to need to interact with people, right? You're going to need to have conversations with people, and a lot of times these conversations are going to be tough, right? So I was like, okay, if I can figure out how to deal with people, then I'm going to have an unfair advantage that nobody else has, right? Because a lot of people have difficulty having these conversations, and I think that approach has sort of helped me as well, because I got into things that most people didn't at my age, right? And that happened a lot because I was taking the steps, and I had the framework to know how to deal with people a bit, how to interact with them, and I think that helped me a lot as well. And later on, I began to specialize more. It was like, okay, I don't want to just interact with them. I don't want to just understand them. I want to help them as well, right? I want to help support them and help them grow bigger and better than they are. So I began focusing a lot more on the neurological and the psychological aspects of our productivity, what makes us do the things we do. And one of the biggest questions I had, and I think I still have it, is regarding procrastination, because I experienced this in 11th, right? And this was you can say it was a turning point maybe, but 11th was a period where, not 11th, 12th, yeah. The summer vacation of 12th, it was a period where I knew, okay, boards are going to be coming, पढ़ना है मुझे बढ़िया से पढ़ना है. And there was I stayed over, right? Like my parents were going to my granny's house, but in Jharkhand, and I stayed in Delhi. So I was like, okay, मैं पढ़ाई करूंगा. And every single day, I just woke up and watched episodes of How I Met Your Mother. I did nothing else,
Okay.
and every night I would feel so guilty, right? Like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm
Uh,
supposed to be doing. Why am I not doing this?
uh,
But again, the cycle would repeat. I just felt so stuck. So I like, oh, kuch to tarika hoga. I need to figure this out. So that's one of the biggest questions that I have that I'm still trying to answer. Like, why don't we do the things we know we should? So and hopefully I'm sometimes able to figure out some steps that are some techniques that are able to help people do that. But yeah, fundamentally that's one of the things that really interests me, and that's something that I'm trying to resolve. So yeah.
wow, 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 sir. मतलब you have the that top notch की कुछ अलग कर रहे हैं एंड वो मतलब परमानेंट है वो चीज कभी चेंज नहीं हो सकती लाइक अंडरस्टैंडिंग साइकोलॉजी ऑफ अ पर्सन वो कभी भी चेंज नहीं हो सकती ये सामने माइंड रीडिंग अगर हम कर सकें किसी भी बंदे की सो दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन डू लाइक साइकोलॉजी से सब कुछ चलता है
I think I would like to clarify over here, Keshav, because a lot of people have this misconception that psychology is about reading minds. We can't really do that. There is a specialized part of psychology which deals with body language, so that can sort of cover what people think about maybe, right? Like if, for example, if you're sitting with your arms crossed, that means you're closed, right? You're guarded. If your arms are wide open, then you're open, right? So that's also why having your arms wide open is considered a confident look, right? So there are aspects which tell you how a person might be thinking, but we are so complex creatures that it's impossible for me to just look and you say, okay, Keshav is going to be thinking like this, right? So that's why even in therapy we have to ask a lot of questions to properly understand. Because sometimes what happens, then I'm also a person. I might have situations going on with me, so I listen to your story and I start relating it to my own story, and I might a lot of times happens called projection, right? So we tell people things that we really should be telling ourselves, right? And so that also creates a lot of issues. So it's very important to be very clear on what the other person is actually thinking, because you can't really actually read their minds, and all you have is communication, and you need to try to get into it and try to understand what exactly they're thinking. So
ओके
yeah.
ओके 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 सो आज में मेरे को पर्सपेक्टिव समझ आया मतलब लिटरली सर आई थॉट कि यही होता है लाइक रीडिंग माइंड्स बट टुडे आई गॉट
Okay.
लाइक दिस आर द थिंग्स ओके
No, if I could read minds, I would just go, look into Bill Gates. I'll read his mind, I'll figure out his password, and boom, I'll be rich. No, I don't have that superpower yet, but maybe someday. Who knows?
yeah so like sir like some brief if you can give out like how we can release that procrastination like वो बहुत बड़ा topic है I know but if something you can give about that
I think one of the best things you can do, one of the simplest things I think you can do is stop with to-do lists. Right? Generally, what we do is, okay, we need to do this today, this today, but this doesn't really give us about when to act. So whenever a task is created, it should be assigned a time, right? There should be a specific, okay,
okay
like I'm going to do this at 2 p.m. or I'm going to do it 3 p.m. Because what we really need is something to remind us when to do it. So when the task is vague, it's just supposed to happen today. It gives us a sense of pressure, but it doesn't give
Hmm.
us clarity about when the action is supposed to
Hmm. Hmm.
happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when we assign a time to it, we get that clarity, and that helps it happen. And one of the best things I can do, I think you can do, is Google Calendar, right? Just assign tasks to yourself on Google Calendar. You can set up a time for it, and you'll get a reminder as well from Google Calendar. And
Oh.
another cool thing is, for example, I don't know how many of you guys listening this will be applicable, but as you start interacting more with people professionally, you'll have meetings as well. So it's very important to make sure that the meetings don't coincide with your personal tasks. So if you put all the personal tasks on Google Calendar, then when someone is booking a meeting with you, they can see your calendar, right? And they will know, okay, this time is
Hmm.
not available. So that way you can preserve your own priorities from being sidelined as well. That किसी और ने कुछ काम दे दिया उस समय, so I can't do it right now. So you avoid that thing as well. So I think on a very simple and quick level, this is the thing you can do to avoid procrastination, because you'll have a clear idea of when to start a task. But it can get a lot deep, right? Because at the end of the day, why are you procrastinating? So the intensities can differ. For some people, it might just be, okay, I'm feeling a bit lazy. For some people, there might be a fear of the task itself, right? Or what the task
Hmm.
involves.
Hmm. Hmm.
So all of these are very difficult to unpack in a generalized way. Like मैंने ये बोल दिया, and like everyone is trying this and it solves everyone's problem. So that's why one-on-one coaching is also often required, because you need to understand, you need to ask. So yeah, I think like this is one of the things I am very proud of as well. Even on my LinkedIn, I boast about this. I'm not a coach who's specializing in answers. I specialize in questions, because most of the times you already know the answers. You just need the right questions to bring them out. Right? You need to be in the right frame of mind, and you realize, okay, this is what I was supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, if you're telling someone what to do specifically, right, like this is a life action you should take, right, this is what you should be doing right now, that doesn't give them that sense of control over their life. And I think that's a very important feeling, right, that you get to decide, and like you're doing by your own way. So it's coming from you, and I can't read your mind, so I don't know. Even if I am, let's say, recommending you or telling you this is what you should be doing, um, maybe it's not true, because I'm not you, I'm not inside your head, so I don't know,
Yes.
right? You will know best. So you know best, but you don't know how to take that knowledge out of you. So I give you the questions that help you do that.
Okay. Okay. Like मेरे को खुद को जानना है तो like I need questions from you.
Yeah. See, you can ask yourself those questions as well, right? Like, yeah, I even have resources prepared. So I generally send them to clients. Okay, like you can fill this up. But what happens, right? Like, one of the people we deceive the most is ourselves. We can find
Hmm.
wonderful ways to lie to ourselves. And when someone else is sitting there and listening, he will pick up on your lies, right? Even though you might not subconsciously. And when I'm talking and I'm showing them, okay, why aren't you doing this? And they're like, oh, why wasn't I doing this, right? But like subconsciously there was this fear, and it was just sort of detracting them away from that. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. सर आई गेस मेरा ये आज मतलब सबसे बेस्ट पॉडकास्ट होने वाला है मेरा आज का ये वाला.
Okay.
सीरियसली. सो यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी सर हम पैसों से रिलेटेड बात करते हैं. So the
Yeah.
thing is like एक क्वेश्चन है like from our childhood only we get a conditioning of saving habit. Like बचपन में if we get a pocket money, so it's like if we get 1,000 rupees a month, say, so our parents used to say like keep 500 aside for your saving and बाकी 500 you spend. So वो
Hmm.
savings habit हमारे अंदर है. Why not investing habits? Because यूएस में अगर हम बात करें so वहाँ पे पेरेंट्स चाइल्डहुड से ही उनको इन्वेस्टिंग की हैबिट डालनी शुरू करते हैं. बट इंडियन मेंटालिटी वो नहीं है. हमें सेविंग हैबिट है बट इन्वेस्टिंग हैबिट नहीं है. सो हाउ कैन वी चेंज दैट और व्हाट इज द
Hmm.
मेंटालिटी बिहाइंड दैट?
I think one of the reasons might be that industrialization is happening a bit later in India, right? Like we have a much lower literacy rate. We have much less people who are educated properly about taxes, and even if you're investing, what are the proper documentation required from that? And I think paperwork is a major fear for us people, because we don't understand, okay, what exactly is supposed to happen and everything. So in maybe like the educated people, you will still see some people saving. Right, I have a few friends, but that just might be because I'm a very selective person as well with regard to circles. So I do think, yeah, most people don't really go into that much of investing aspect. Even I don't invest that much. And I think one of the major reasons for that is lack of information, right? We're not very clear on what exactly is supposed to happen. And we don't have that many examples around us, because one of the ways people learn behavior is through observation. right? You don't teach a baby things, right? The baby just sees you do it and copies it. So that's a major form of it, and we don't see that many people investing, right? We don't have discussions with our parents, okay, कहाँ पे आप investment कर रहे हो, वहाँ पे आप क्यों कर रहे हो, किस टाइप के returns आते हैं, right? So maybe some parents do have this discussion, and it's a really good thing, but generally speaking, these discussions aren't, that prominent. So I think that makes it a very gray area for us. And when we don't know things, when things are unknown, we tend to avoid them. So I think that's one of the aspects why we don't invest that much.
Okay, so main thing is lack of awareness and observations. Like we don't have many examples around us.
Yeah. We don't know
Oh.
how exactly it's supposed to happen, right? Like, किस चीज में invest करना है,
Mm-hmm.
कितना invest करना है, how safe is it? So
Okay. But sir, इसमें ये भी है like after in our schooling also in our colleges also we get the mindset of like आपको teachers and सब कहते हैं कि like job करनी है job करनी है job करनी है job करनी है but businesses के बारे में no one talks about. So
hmm.
वो भी mentality कैसे बनी like job mentality ही क्यों बन रही है इंडिया में?
See, I think one of the reasons might be because initially the role of India, right, when it was a British colony, was to just do manual work, right? Like they weren't supposed to start business; they were supposed to do the job that Britishers were telling them to do. And even the school system, right, education system in general, it is geared heavily towards uh, factory mindset, where you're just teaching all the people a similar set of skills, and you're just having them go ahead and do it. Um, I think what really needs to change for the job mentality to shift is focusing on fundamentals. And if you look at fundamentals of how you earn money, it is not by doing a job, right? It is by providing value. If you can give value to someone, they will pay you for it. If you are losing sleep, Keshav, because you can't study properly, you're not getting work done, and I can help you get the work done, you will pay me for it, right? If someone wants to create an amazing website, you can do that for them, they will pay you for it. And it might seem okay, how does it matter whether we say job or providing value? And it matters because when you focus on providing value, right, you take a much bigger picture look. So if we talk, for example, about automation and all the things that are coming up, right, and people like, okay, automation will lose its jobs, but the end goal isn't to just do a job. The end goal is to provide value. So for example, if we take a company, right, the company wants to deliver a certain value to the consumer, but how will they do that? They can't, the like Ambani can't come and deliver it to yourself. So he hires people to do that job for you. Now when he can hire cheaper alternatives, he will do that, and that will lead to losing jobs. But at the end of the day, right, the easier it becomes to do a job, the easier it also becomes to provide value. So you have lower restrictions if you want to work by yourself and just focus on problems and solve them. And I think this is one of the things that is super crazy. I'm just getting started into this, but this is a really interesting topic for me, which is problem statements, right? How you create a problem statement in a way that makes it, solvable. Because there are ways to present a problem which are ineffective, which are biased, and I'm trying to get rid of all that and look into the research and figure out a way to go about this. But essentially, what you do to create value is you find a problem and you solve it, right? And if you have that mindset, like even in if you're in a job, that's what you do. You find out, okay, मेरे boss को क्या problem है, how can I solve it the best, and वो मुझे promotion देगा, right? At the end of the day, that's what you're doing. So of course, there's a lot of politics and things happen, but fundamentally, these are the things we're going by. So I think if we focus on the problem aspect, then we'll have more people who are becoming solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, because the cost of getting work done is so easy right now. Like I don't have to spend 20,000 rupees to get a website done. Right? I can create a free website in minutes. I can spend 500 bucks and get a domain. So it's much easier, right, compared to what it used to be in the past. And I think we can leverage that, right? We're so used to being on the receiving end of jobs that we haven't thought, okay, we can be the one creating them. We can be the one, solving the problem directly and hiring people to do other things for us. So yeah, I think that's one of the ways to go about it with regards to
Okay.
job mentality.
Okay, okay, okay. That's cool. So इसमें सर एक और इसमें फिर मेरे को नया क्वेश्चन, एक प्रॉब्लम लाइक दिख रही है, लाइक जो लोग पैशन को फॉलो करते हैं, लाइक पीपल लाइक मी, हम लोग पैशन को फॉलो करते हैं एंड वी थिंक लाइक वी हैव टू डू समथिंग इन आवर फील्ड एंड ऑल, बट द थिंग इज लाइक उसमें कभी कभी पैसा इन्वॉल्व नहीं होता, लाइक वी डोंट गेट मनी आउट ऑफ देयर, बट स्टिल वी हैव टू फॉलो आवर पैशन. सो उस चीज में वो स्ट्रगल काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. उस चीज में हमें नहीं पता होता कि हम क्या करना है, बस हमें वो दिखता है कि यार नहीं, वी हैव टू डू आवर वर्क ओनली. सो वो चीज में हम कैसे मेंटेन करें, लाइक वी शुड डू अ साइड हसल, कि पैसे कैसे साइड में कमाए कि हमारी लाइफ रूटीन चलती रहे, वो कैसे करें?
I think you have pointed out a very interesting problem, Keshav. And like, I think this is an exact opposite of what I think we still have that. Like, on one side, we have people telling like we should become doctors or engineers, right? And on the other side, we have complete opposite, which are like just follow your passion, right? And the doctor and engineers people, they say this from like generally parents and relatives, they say this from perspective of okay, there's a secure income there, it's probably a high demand area, you probably find some job, right? And the passion people say from the perspective of okay, enjoying the thing. But at the end of the day, it's about assessing what is a priority for you, right? So even if we talk about money, it's like, how much money do you think you want, you'll be happy of. So if you want, like, let's say, for example, you want to be a musician or something, but, you also want to be a very wealthy person. And now that might not be possible. So, like, one of the most clarity inducing things you can do is find a clear idea of okay, what exactly you're looking at, because it's impossible to give directions unless you know the destination, right? You'll be like, यार मैं कहाँ जाऊँ, मैं बोलूँ यार जाना कहाँ है, तभी तो मैं रास्ता बताऊंगा. So
Hmm.
I think what you should really focus on is sorry, I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
Passion, like how to follow our
Yeah,
passion.
yeah, yeah. So if you have a clear idea of how much you want to make, then you can start finding ways to make it, right? And again, the mentality of problem solving comes here. So for example, one of my clients, right, he's a flute player. Right now, his
Okay.
passion is playing flutes, but he also does some video recording. He also does some production work on the side because obviously he
Hmm.
wants to make a bit of money. But
Hmm.
now I've been working with him, and I tried a lot of different things. So this is something I'm just trying for now. I don't know whether it's stabilized into a proper structure later on. But so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help him set up a community through which he can monetize his flute playing things. So about $1,000 per member, and we have people join in on a Facebook group, and there are live sessions and live Q&As and stuff like that, recorded content. So what you have to do is you have to find out okay, who can benefit from the skill that I have, right? If I learn this passion, who can benefit, right? How, and like you have to find a way to deliver that benefit to the other people. So for example, if I'm learning about humans and like how we can behave and how we can do things better, that's obviously something that's I'm really passionate about. But I know that other people can benefit from this if I teach them, to achieve the goals using this knowledge. So
Hmm.
you have to position yourself in that manner. So it sort of involves, being a little less self-centric as well, because sometimes you get too caught up, okay, I enjoy this, but it's also about, okay, why would anybody pay you for that? So
Hmm.
like generally, like when it might be biased of me maybe, but when I see people taking stuff like history or something, right? Like I'm like, okay, from a UPSC perspective, maybe I understand, but otherwise, okay, if you know history, what problem will that solve for anybody, right? There's a very, very small amount of problems that you can solve over there. On the other hand, if you learn something like copywriting, right, or sales, like there are just tons of opportunities. If you're good at sales, bro, like that's the core of it. You can sell anything, you can make money. So I think that's the other thing. And I think one of the best ways you can convert passion into an income is to teach it, because at the end of the day, other people might also have the passion that you have, and so that's a small way to monetize it. So yeah, these are my thoughts regarding. Okay.
So like in this, like if there is a person, he is in class 12th, or he's a college pass out, and he's very much confused, like in which career to go. मतलब he don't
Hmm.
know anything, like कैसे उसको start करना है, कैसे नहीं करना, because सब कुछ उसको अच्छा लग रहा है, सब कुछ उसको बुरा लग रहा है. So
Hmm.
वो अपने आप को explore कैसे करे उस चीज में, like what he has to do exactly.
So that's a very difficult question. Um, I won't pretend to have the answer, but I'll just share my thoughts. I think one of the things you can do is by actually getting on the ground, right? Because some things might seem okay, this looks like a good work, but when you actually get into it, like, नहीं यार इसमें तो मजा नहीं आ रहा. So I think internships are a really great way to get some actual experience in the thing that you're interested in, right? And if you're talking about specifically about college and about streams and such, um, it's honestly a difficult choice, but I would suggest that it's about we have this perception that college is about pursuing things we're interested in, learning things we're interested in. That's not completely true. I realized it a bit later. It's about what things do you need to show other people that you are competent in. So for example, if you talk about something like business, so I actually don't think you really need to get a degree for business, right? Like the books they teach you in college, you can download the PDFs and you can read them by yourself, right? You're a smart
mm,
person, you can understand that
mm,
probably,
mm,
right? So why do we go for degrees? Why do we go for colleges? It's not to actually learn the thing. It's to provide a proof that we have learned the thing. So if you are conflicted between, let's say for example, I want to do music and I want to do coding, right? It makes
mm.
sense to go for coding because you need more proof for coding as compared for music. Music is very easy. You can just play it in front of them, right? Coding, that would happen. They'll ask you for a CV and they'll put it through an ATS, and if you don't have those
Mm.
keywords over there, you're not getting in.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I think in these situations, like go for the one where you think more proof is required, right? If I don't do a degree, it will be very difficult for me to demonstrate expertise in this later on. So I think that's a valuable criteria. But mostly it's exploration, and I think it's also a sense of what would you say, stability in yourself. It's like, okay, even if the what I study right now, I do something later different, or that's completely fine. It's also about giving yourself space to change. It's not like मैंने भाई 18 साल की उम्र पे जो सोचा है कॉलेज में अब यही जिंदगी में मेरे साथ चलेगा. So things can change, and like that can be scary, but that can also give you a chance. Okay, even if I'm on the right path, wrong path right now, I'll change it later on, right? Because it takes some time to figure out. Okay, yeah, this is not what I'm interested in. I've had a lot of people who get into engineering and who get into different fields, and they're like, नहीं यार मुझे इसमें मजा आ रहा है, या उसमें मजा आ रहा है. So
Yes.
that is something only time will tell. I can't hack it and give it beforehand. Time and experience, and I think, yeah, going out there and trying things out is what you can do.
Okay. So the main thing is experimenting ourselves,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
exploring ourselves, like in different fields and getting know कि कहाँ पे exactly आ रही है.
It's also important to differentiate from a hobby and a job, right? Because what we talk about is a career. So the main objective of a career is not that you enjoy doing it; it's that it feeds you, right? So if you have something like, okay, I really enjoy doing this, it's also important to ask, okay, do I enjoy doing this? Like, can I live with it if I did it as a hobby, right? If I'm just doing it, okay, let's say for example, I enjoy musical instrument, I'm just playing it on the side. I used to write poetry, I used to write novels a lot, but I didn't go into English literature or anything because I was like, I don't think that's an area where a lot of proof is required, right? I think psychology is a much more proof demanding area, and I think I can probably keep writing as a hobby. Right? I don't want to put it as a full profession because it's also the amount, it's also the quantity of things. Sometimes things might seem good in hobby, but if you actually do that as a profession, it might be very draining for you. Because when you're doing it as a hobby, you can just focus on the good parts. I enjoy this, I'll do this. As a profession, you have to focus on the parts you don't enjoy as well. So see if the thing that you're interested in can provide you enough money for it to be a job, right? And do you want it to be a job, or are you okay with it as a hobby? So a lot of these things are just about clarity and knowing yourself. So it's very difficult for me to give straightforward answers. So if any of you listeners out there are like, "Arey Ayush, batao yaar kya karna hai mujhe?" Sorry guys, I can just give you some general guidelines. And yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. No, sir, we are actually getting the clarity, like what we have to do and what we have to not do, and how we can do the things.
Okay, awesome.
So, one last question I wanted to ask you, like,
Sure.
what are your views on Indian stock market and cryptocurrencies?
Ah. I don't see stock markets from what I understand of them. I'm not an investor, clarify this. But I think a lot about things, so I generally have some interesting ideas. So what I think stock markets are about is basically, um, look at it, right? What problem are you solving through stock markets? You're trying to figure out which company deserves more money, right? And like, because if they deserve more money by giving it to them right now, they will return it more later on, right? Through an increase in stock prices. So that's the basic premise of it, right? And for me personally, that seems like a lot of dull work because I have to research and see ki kya company best hai. And like, okay, my company is the best. I'll just invest everything in it. So that makes sense to me. But I understand why investment is a good option and why it makes sense. Um, I haven't invested in any specific stocks. I've heard, from what I understand, SIPs are a good place to start, right? Where you're just putting a small amount every month, and that sort of gives you some experience into it. I really don't believe in the people who just go all in, like starting में ही बहुत पैसा लगा देंगे or trying to get rich quickly from it.
Ah,
I think anything that allows you to get rich quickly carries a huge amount of risk, right? Otherwise everybody would
true.
be using it. So be careful regarding that. I think cryptocurrencies, on the other hand, are really, really interesting. I think they're fascinating because they're fundamentally changing a lot of our world, right? Because this is a currency which the government can't control really, right? If you have a
Hmm.
Bitcoin, if you have a Monero, nobody can track it right now. Like if you make a bank transaction or anything, like everything is going to be tracked. But if you're using cryptocurrency, you have a lot of privacy available as well. I think that will encourage a lot of people to shift to it. And there's already going to be a market for it, bro. Like it's solving a problem, so it's not going to disappear anytime soon. And you can see it a lot in obviously black market activities, which really need to hide from government. But otherwise as well, if you just want privacy or if you want to avoid taxes, not legal advice, don't quote me on this, taxation is wrong. But in case you wanted to do that, it would be a good option to use cryptocurrency. And I think like there was country as well, right, in Latin America or something that said if you have 3 bitcoins, you can get citizenship over there. El
Hmm.
Salvador, something
Ah,
like that.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So it seems to me that cryptocurrencies are getting legal recognition. Um, I personally like Monero a lot because of its privacy features. I've heard Ethereum is really good because like it's sort of like a base for it, right? Like all the there's some technical aspect of it which makes it essential. I don't know too much coding, so I won't be able to explain properly. But yeah, and I think this is like stocks and crypto in general. These are something you should, if you plan to get into it, you should actually spend some time researching about it, right? Just because I said it, or even if Keshav you said it, I would still think like the audience should go back and do their own research as well, get their own understanding, rather than just follow some person. Okay, this person is good. They're saying this. I'll just follow them, right? Like an
Hmm.
imitation strategy. I don't think that's a very good approach generally. So yeah, I think like cryptocurrencies really have a future. They're really growing. I think they're still a bit undertapped, but they're very volatile. Like the fluctuations are very high, so you can lose a lot of money. So yeah, I think no very specific financial advices, no strategies on how to become a billionaire. But yeah, generally like this is what I think. I think cryptocurrencies are a good space to go in and research and understand basically because they're a very interesting concept. I was talking with my friend. He's into blockchain, right? So he was explaining how it works, and it's super crazy. Like there's this thing called NFTs, right? Non-fungible
Hmm.
tokens, and its application. So, for example, if you're an artist, right? Generally, like for example, I created Mona Lisa. I sell it to you, Keshav. You buy it, right? Now, if you sell it to someone else, I can't do anything, right? You sell it to Harsha, I can't do
Hmm.
anything. But if I have an NFT, right? NFT basically allows you to see who exactly owns that piece of thing, right? So I can start charging royalties then. So if you sell to Harsha,
Hmm.
then I get 5% on that. I can set that, right? And so that introduces a whole new thing to art world, right? And it's not just art; it's being used in real estate. It's being used in so many different ways because I think this is a very very underrated aspect. Like even we talk about blockchain, people immediately go to cryptocurrencies, but blockchain is a really fascinating technology on its own. So it's something that I know I should be researching, but there's just so many things on a plate right now that it just gets pushed to the back. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that people who are listening here check out blockchain, understand how it works a bit, because I think it has a lot of consequences on future and how it can change things as well. So figuring out where this opportunity deserves my money, right? If you understand the opportunity, only then can you decide that. So yeah, research a bit about that.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Will do. So just a last advice, our 20 years old, if he's listening to this video, so एक
Yeah.
क्या advice करोगे? Like he should invest in himself or in stock market or anywhere else?
Hmm. I would suggest first of all, like figure out how much money you want, right? Without that, what are you chasing? If you don't know what you're chasing, then you're going to be miserable, right? Like that, so many people have get trapped in this, right? They're just running after the money. They don't know how much they want. They don't know when it will end, right? And I don't think money is a bad thing. I think it's a really great thing. If you're unhappy with your money, you can send it to me. I'll share the Paytm details. But you should have some clarity so that you're in charge, right? The money isn't in charge. It's not like I'm just waving $1 in front of your face and just running wherever I'm taking you. You get to decide. So for that, I think it's really important that you have clarity on how much you want to be making. And yeah, again, I lost my train of thought. What was the original question, bro?
It was that only like 20 years old. How should they invest in themselves?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Um, I think first of all they need to earn. I think most 20-year-olds don't have an earning source. If you don't have, if you're earning like $100, क्या ही invest कर लोगे उसमें, right?
Hmm.
So you need a proper earning source, and that's a really good thing because as I mentioned earlier, you need experiences as well, right? So you can start experimenting with your passion, see if it pays, how much you want it to pay, right? And based on that, I would set proportions, right? It's never all in. It's like मैं सिर्फ अपने में invest कर रहा हूँ, मैं सिर्फ trading में invest कर रहा हूँ or something. Like set up 20%. I'm going to put this, 10% I'm going to put this, because your investment isn't going to happen in a month, right? Investment, like I think it's a lifelong activity. It makes sense to give the due time to that, to understand that properly. And small steps will, for example, if you're investing 1500 a month, which I think is reasonable for most, I don't know, like I think the circle I've been in, they can afford $1,500, right? And if you're investing that much, right, then over a year it's about 10,000, 20,000, something like that, right? Now that's a tangible amount. Even if 1,500 is a bit low, but with 12,000 you have a lot to invest in and explore with. So yeah, be focused on the consistency of it rather than the immediate impact of it. कि अरे यार मैंने पैसे लगा, मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया, देखो अभी मैं अंबानी नहीं बना, अब क्या करना है, तो वक्त हो दिया, तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है इसमें. So rather than that, it's like focus on consistently doing the activity. Don't focus on the output. There's this song called Mirage. I don't remember who it is by, but there's a very good, very interesting line in it. Um, what exactly was it? फल तोड़ने चला है जो बीज तूने सींचे नहीं. You're trying to reap the fruit for the seeds you have not sown. So that's a very
Wow.
I think insightful observation. I think a lot of people do this. I think I'll also do this a lot of times. And patience is an important virtue. And don't expect immediate results, and know what would qualify as success for you. I think this is very important, right? So if you're putting in money, okay, what does success look like? What would it mean for this investment to be good, right? And when you do that, you get clear expectations, because when the expectations are too vague, right, like maybe at the back of your mind is expecting to become very rich from it, right? But that's not a very realistic expectation. So when you're very clear, okay, success would mean if I get 5% interest rate, or success would mean if 10 years later I have this much money, or 2 years later I have this much money, right? Whatever time frame you're comfortable with. So focusing on something long term, focus on something realistic. And I think the best is to focus on inputs. So rather than I would have 10,000 rupees next year, focus on I will invest this much every year, and I will understand the stock market a bit better every year or every month, right? And focus on the things you can do rather than things you want to get. Right? Focus on the seeds, not the fruits. So yeah, that I think that would be my suggestion, and I hope it helps people out there. And if you
Oh,
get
sir.
bankrupt, please don't blame me. So
Sir, I'm speechless actually. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving such a beautiful advice and everything that you have talked today. Because personally, I have learned. I'll see this recording at least 5 times. क्योंकि एक बारी में तो कुछ नहीं समझ आएगा. बार बार I'll make notes out of it. And viewers जो इसको देख रहे हैं, see this video 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, जितनी बार आप देख सको, because ये मेरा लिटरली बताऊं, मेरी जितने मैंने पॉडकास्ट करे, ये मेरा बेस्ट पॉडकास्ट है अभी तक का, एंड सबसे बेस्ट लर्निंग मेरे को इस पॉडकास्ट में से ही मिली है. सो थैंक यू सो मच. एंड अगर सर के कोर्सेज करने हैं, सो आई विल पुट इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन. मेरा कोई कमीशन नहीं है इसमें. आई एम एक्चुअली रिकमेंडिंग यू सर कोर्सेज, बिकॉज वहां से आपको लिटरली बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा. एंड पर्सनली सर मैं भी आपका कोर्स करूंगा कुछ. एंड थैंक यू सो मच अगेन सर फॉर गिविंग योर टाइम टू अस. थैंक यू सो मच सर. आई गेस थोड़ा आयुष सर के नेटवर्क में प्रॉब्लम आ गया, बिकॉज वो कसोल में बैठे हैं, तो वहां पे थोड़ा सा नेटवर्क का इशू आ जाता है. बाकी ये पॉडकास्ट आप सुनना. मैं सर का, अगर आपको सर से कनेक्शन बनाना है, सो उनका लिंक्डइन एंड इंस्टाग्राम नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दूंगा. उनसे आप डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. बाकी आप अपने एक्चुअल ऑनेस्ट फीडबैक्स कमेंट कर सकते हैं. कोई भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हो, क्वेरीज हो, कमेंट में डालिए. आई विल बी हैप्पी टेलिंग यू आंसर्स, एंड आयुष सर विल आल्सो बी हैप्पी टेलिंग यू आंसर्स. बाकी स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब दिस वीडियो. थैंक यू सो मच. बाय बाय गाइस.